Hey, it's Michelle Rivard, and we are at the West Toronto Lawn Bowling Club with President Steve Schellhorn, who's going to teach us a little bit about the club and the game. Thanks for having us, Steve.
Wow, we're glad to be here.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about the history. This is one of Toronto's oldest clubs.
Yeah, this club was founded in 1912, back when this was the city of West Toronto. The clubhouse was built in 1923.
Beautiful.
And in the early part of the 20th century, lawn bowling was extremely popular across Toronto. This club is still owned by the city, one of probably dozens of publicly owned lawn bowling clubs. Some are private, and there's only about a dozen left throughout the city. I think television helped kill off lawn bowling in the 50s and 60s.
What do you mean by that? Like people just were spending more time at home?
Yep, at home, not going out in the community for summer evenings entertainment.
Okay, well, with the weather like this, there's no excuse not to get out and try it. So what are some of the benefits of joining a club like the West Toronto Lawn Bowling
We're very community oriented. We're publicly owned. It's $65 a year to join. We bowl 4 or 5 times a week. It's up to you to decide. You can come every week. You can come 3 times a week. We pick up teams with whoever comes that particular evening. And on Saturday mornings, we're bowling, and this is our annual open house.
Amazing. So how is lawn bowling different from other games like bocce or curling? What are the rules? What's the goal? Well,
lawn bowling's been around since about the 11th century. And at one time it was only a game only accessible to nobility, because the favorite sport of the time, talking Middle Ages, was archery. And they always wanted to encourage common people to be archers so they could use them in armies. They couldn't quite figure out the military value of lawn bowls. And famously, Francis Drake was lawn bowling when he was advised that the Spanish Armada was on his way, but he insisted upon finishing his game before he went down and joined on his ship, his flagship. So it's a lot of fun. You're outdoors, you're with neighbors and friends. It's a good exercise, but it's not strenuous. And there's a lot of strategy involved. It's a little bit like curling in the sense that you're rolling your bowl towards a target. But what's different is that in lawn bowling, the target is a white ball, looks a little bit like a cue ball, but it can move. So you can change the nature of the game by changing the center of scoring. So it's a little bit like if you were curling, you could move around the circles on the ice.
So there's some strategy involved too.
There's definitely some strategy.
Well, let's have a little mini lesson.
Okay, sure.
What can you teach me?
Well, take this one. The dimples are to give you grip. So you put your middle finger right there, and then your 2 outer fingers on those dimples. Turn it over on your palm and put the thumb also on the dimples, and just adjust so it feels comfortable. Now they're not round.
No, very. What would you call that shape? It's like a squished
spherical
baseball.
sphere.
It's a sphere, yeah.
Right. But it will roll on this surface. But it is weighted, and there's a small symbol and a large symbol. This one is the Rainbow Warrior, the Greenpeace flagship.
Okay, so a bigger one on that side, and then much smaller.
Much smaller, because when the bowl slows, it'll curve in the direction of the smaller symbol. So if you step on the mat, now. You've got a white mark in the distance. If you use that as your target and roll it out of your hand, as it slows down, it'll curve and drift towards the jack.
Okay. So my first throw, I just want to get it as close as possible.
As close as possible.
Okay. Here goes nothing. Well, probably not enough gas on that.
Not enough juice on that
Decent
one.
aim. Not enough gas.
Good line, good line. So I'll throw one. So see if I can do any better.
Oh, well, you've already beat me.
So I'm a little short as well. So do you want to throw another one?
Okay, I'll give it one more try just to...
Okay.
You have an unfair advantage. You've been playing longer. How long have you been playing?
This is my 5th year.
Oh, only 5?
Only 5 years.
Here I am assuming you're like a total pro. Almost identical to the last throw.
Oh, you're getting a little further. You're getting a little closer.
One more for you, Steve.
Okay. Oh. There you go.
Curving the other way.
Curving the other way.
Cool.
Wrong bias.
Well, if people are interested in learning more about the West Toronto Lawn Bowling Club, how can they find out?
We're here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings at 7:30, Saturday mornings at 10, and we're on the internet. TorontoLawnBowling.ca.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having us here to
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. And now we rejoin the studio.